Hey, everybody, I'm Alison Hunchevani, joined by recruiting analyst for Warchant.com, the ultimate Seminoles sports source. It's Michael Langston. He's got great news to share. Before that, though, hit the thumbs up. We certainly would appreciate it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and Warchant.com. It's only $10 for a whole year. Ask for it for Christmas. It's an entire year for only $10. You can't beat it. You'd be over on the PRB. You would have known about this well in advance because Michael hinted at it. Real quick, too, though, if you're listening and going to watch the Wake Up Warchant podcast, it's all been recorded before this news broke. So, hi. Enjoy the podcast, though. It's really cool, I promise. But let's talk about what just happened here, Michael. You talked about it, man. You said on the podcast yesterday, they're not done at offensive line. They got Casey Roddick on Sunday night. They follow that up now here on Monday. They've gotten the number 7 overall prospect in the portal. He was number 6, but then that Travis Hunter guy jumped in. The number 7 overall prospect out of the portal from UTEP, an offensive lineman. He's coming to Tallahassee, Michael.
Yeah, Jeremiah Byers visited a few weeks ago. Certainly a guy that they targeted. When you can look at when they went over there to see him a few times, certainly I could tell just on his official visit. I mean, he was all smiles. He loved it. I checked with some people after that visit, and they felt really good. I know he had been telling some people in different media outlets that, hey, I'm going to take visits to Ohio State and take visits to Oregon or whatever. But I felt really good that, and then I got a tip last night that this one's probably going to end quicker than a lot of people think. And a lot of times you tell people, hey, I'm going to take these visits, so it kind of takes off the scent, so people aren't bothering you, and then bam, you just commit. So I felt really good that this was probably going to happen earlier than expected. But massive pickup, 4-star, as you mentioned, the 7th rated overall prospect and transfer portal. Alex Atkins does it again. Last night it was Casey Roddick. Tonight it's Jeremiah Byers. He's a guy it's another interior guy that they feel can certainly uh, bolster their interior as far as pass blocking, certainly run blocking, and he fits all those characteristics. He's not 6'6" like I think the profile said. I would say probably about 6'3.5", maybe 6'4", but still perfect guard size, perfect guard body, and certainly a guy that's going to give them a massive boost in their program as far as that offense lines as they replace the guys that they likely lose, like Dylan Gibbons and maybe a few others. So I think they're piecing this all together and have a plan. And Alex Atkins is he's amazing. It seems like everyone he targets, he's really there's a high chance he usually pulls them in, and he's certainly got a guy that from a pass procking position. Uh, Nailed it. Certainly a top prospect. Had a really good career, it seems, with UTEP. I know you're going to go over the numbers in a few, but certainly just a fantastic pickup for Atkins and Norvell.
How does this continue to happen, Michael? I mean, they identify these guys early, they get them on campus pretty darn quickly, and then they just sell them. I mean, what do you think factors into the sort of thing? Is it just their ability to get on these guys early? Is that really kind of the thing that gets the foot in the door and then you're just able to close?
I think it's not hard sell when you look at what FSU does with their portal linemen they've gotten. Look at the progress of what happened with Dylan Gibbons. I think he won one of the best offensive line of the year awards. The development for your young guys is tremendous, but also, I mean, it's just development across the board, whether it's transfers or even high school kids. And we bragged about Julian Armella, how far he's come in short time. I mean, Julian got there in the summer. So, I mean, he did a great job. He just does a great job developing. And then, two, I just think Alex is such a real OG, as the young kids like to say, just really straightforward about everything. And there's such a comfortable feeling around recruits when they're with him because he's very genuine, direct. He says exactly what he's looking for and what he expects out of his players. And I think they know coming in that there's not too many people that can bolster the way that Alex Atkins develops offensive linemen, and he's shown that since he's been at FSU. So I think it's partly part of the personality of Alex, but it's also the development and the development of the players and the results of what they look like on the field. I mean, it's no secret they ran for 7 yards a carry this year. 7 games they ran for over 200 yards. I mean, you got to have a great offensive line, a great development with that offensive line to accomplish that. And I think a lot of these players see that. And then you have the charismatic personality of Alex, I think, really just helps solidify just what they're doing, the product they're pushing out there.
We need to get Coach Atkins to have like his own kind of like booyah tweet, retweet kind of thing whenever these kids commit, but he just simply retweeted Jeremiah on his own timeline, as you guys can see there. Michael, we showed some of the numbers on Jeremiah. Obviously, Dylan Gibbons is gone. More than likely, Dimitri Emanuel, there might be some sort of roundabout way that he can maybe get another year of eligibility,
Right.
but I mean, this feels every bit of plug and play. Yes.
Hmm. Yeah, it does. A guy that you feel, and this has been their main thing from the start is plugging in guys that are productive, not just
Call me
big
brother.
body guys. They're productive guys that you can put in there. You can still develop them and get them better, but just guys that have productive careers, certainly have very good numbers when you look at the PFF and all that stuff. And then just overall fit everything that FSU is looking for. Just because they have PFF grades doesn't mean that FSU is just going to take them. They have to fit exactly what Atkins is looking for,
Call me
knowing what they're coming into with their situation with the offensive line and what he expects out of players. So not every four-star transfer guy is going to fit, and I think he targets these guys that kind of fit his mindset of that position, and certainly a plug-in guy that I think is going to be a hell of an addition for FSU. It's going to be a impact guy.
A lot of guard play for him, here in recent times, but he does have the ability to play at tackle. I mean, do you see him strictly as a guard, or do you just think he's another guy that's like maybe a Jazz Turntine where they can maybe flex him out and if they have to, or do you think just solely a guard? I mean, he played right tackle this entire last season at UTEP.
Yeah, I think it'll be cross trained where you see some right tackle stuff, and then I think mostly guard is what it screams when I look at him and I watch his film. But he can certainly play the right tackle position. He's certainly comfortable. His feet are really good, so he's very comfortable in that scene. But I was told like interiors kind of where they kind of feel, but certainly he can play the right tackle position if you're in a pinch and you have to go that way. But I think guard is where I was always told that the viewpoint with Byers and the way he finishes, his footwork were always things that were highlighted to me about his game when breaking things down. So, like I said, he's going to add a lot to that room. I mean, it's already a really impressive room, but these last few additions by FSU, these are some grown ass dudes. These are dudes. Like these are guys that are going to come in there and certainly help your offense, as we saw kind of last year with Jazz and how he filled the role, and Dylan as well. So I think certainly FSU is they're definitely leaving a print on the offensive line so far in the transfer portal.
They do have Jeremiah listed in the list, but right here they show they've got 5 transfers in, which is Roddick, the 2 tight ends, Daryl Jackson, and Keziah Holmes. So they do not have him reflected in the number. So maybe they'll move up to number 7 in the portal. But when you do click on them, you do see Jeremiah Byers has gone ahead and flipped it on that side of things. So we'll get the numbers hopefully updated here shortly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, man, Florida State now with 6 commits from the transfer portal. Jeremiah Byers joins Casey Roddick, Kyle Morlock, Jaheim Bell, Daryl Jackson, and Keziah Holmes. Man, they're back at it. They're back at it, everybody. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Michael.
Yeah.
They're probably
Yeah.
not done still, right?
I think it's great. I said this before the transfer portal season started that I felt like this would be their greatest class that they've done for the portal so far because of the product they've already put in there. The product's already done. Now you don't have to sell. You don't have to sell what you are. People saw the 9-3 season. They saw your win over LSU. They saw your win over Florida. They saw you crush Miami. They saw the consistency for the most part throughout the year in being 9-3. So I think now they're just reaping the benefits of that, of their development, their winning, and just their product and a vision of where they're going. So now I'm not saying they're like picking guys and say, "Hey, come here," but it almost feels that way that FSU is just making a surge. Every it's like every step they go to for the transfer, it's been a step forward. I mean, you get one of the best tight ends. Morlock's one of the best tight ends on the FCS or Division II level. You get Jaheim Bell, who's an SEC type tight end that's just explosive as it gets. You add these offensive linemen. I mean, it's just they're killing it. They're doing a great job in the portal.
And they're not done, you don't think?
No, they're not. I think Keontae Jones is or Keandre Jones is next on the clock for me. I think that one could also come down the pike. We'll see how soon Chris Otto is going to probably make a decision in the next few days. That's on the high school front. So I think offensive line, if everything continues the way what I'm hearing, should be a good week.
I know you all want it to happen now. I hope it doesn't happen tonight, though, because the podcast is on. I don't want to have to go back and re-edit it for a third time. But there's Keandre Jones, some numbers on him. He was a 4-star coming out of high school in Hogansville, Georgia, out of Callaway High School. So there's another guy that Florida State is obviously in the mix with. Man, Michael, we're going to actually do a live show tomorrow. You want to let everybody know what time? I know it's news to you, but the boss said to go ahead and do a live show. What time want to do live on Tuesday?
Yeah, 7 works for me. I mean, if that's what you want to roll with, I mean, this is like it's like finding out somebody's coming over to your house and stay. So I didn't even know about this, so
Yeah,
it's cool.
well,
7 works for me, but
you broke some news. I'll break some news to you. So that's how it works.
okay, there you go. All right,
All right,
I'm down with that.
7 o'clock live chat recruiting Tuesday night, getting you ready for signing day on Wednesday, which will have wall-to-wall coverage with Tom Lang, myself, and Michael Langston. Hit the thumbs up. Michael did a lot of good work there for you folks, all for free. But for $10, you get plenty more for an entire year. You don't have to wait. And none of these ads that you hear in the middle of these videos. So go subscribe to warchant.com. Support Michael. Michael, thanks, man.
Anytime, man.